Hello YouTube, my name's Nero and today some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and another episode of DNA Saturday, which is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in DNA bombs. That was the Cray class we're going to be using throughout the entirety of this gameplay. If you would like, of course, you can always go back and pause the video to get a good look at the class, but keep in mind I will be talking about the perks and the attachments and the gun, especially the gun, here in this video, because I think the big drawing point, the big selling factor to this DNA bomb is the fact that it's with the S12 shotgun, which is a gun that I have little to no experience with. And look at the kill feed right here. I think somebody's about to pick up a quad feed with the ball 27. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. I like that. I like it. Oh, look, he's still going. That was like a 6-man feed. That was ridiculous. I would like to see his perspective. Even though it was with the ball 27, a 6-man kill feed is a 6-man kill feed, ladies and gentlemen. That was pretty awesome. But it's with the S12 shotgun, right? This DNA bomb, aside from that, right? This DNA bomb is with the S12 shotgun, which is a gun that I have little to no experience with here in Advanced Warfare. It's actually the first S12 DNA bomb actually submitted to me, so I'm like, yeah, we're definitely going to use this, man, despite the fact that the gameplay that was sent to me has no audio in it whatsoever. I'm like, I don't care. Well, I'll just put some Advanced Warfare theme music in the background or something. We'll be good, but I want to post this up here because it's the first time we've ever actually had this submitted. I like posting up DNA bombs here for DNA Saturday that are with guns or using different setups and stuff that aren't used very often in videos, right? You see a lot of DNA bombs with the AK-12. You see a lot with the Ball 27, ASM-1, MP-11, especially here on DNA Saturday, because I'm a sucker for that gun and I keep selecting it, you know, that kind of thing. So when people submit a unique DNA bomb where it's with a gun that just nobody else has even submitted so far throughout the entire life cycle of Advanced Warfare, I think it's pretty awesome. This was actually sent in by a guy that goes by the name of AK Jugs, and what we got going on here is a game of Hardpoint here on the map Solar, running around with the S12 shotgun and getting ourselves the DNA bomb. So let's start talking about the S12 here. Let's talk about the class, and we'll start talking about the S12 and just general opinions on shotguns in general. So the class itself, we're using the S12 Whirlwind, which I looked up all the variants of the S12, and just based upon, I guess, numbers, not my own personal in-game use, but just based upon numbers and like rating what the different variants can do, I feel as though the Whirlwind's probably the best variant of the S12. Let me know in the comments if you guys disagree with that, but the Whirlwind itself is going to take the S12 and it's going to give it +2 to fire rate, it's going to give it +2 to magazine size, -2 to accuracy, which it's a shotgun. I mean, it doesn't need to be super accurate. I mean, you're really just kind of running around spraying anyway. And it's going to give you -1 to your handling, right? So it's like, I don't know, man. That looks pretty good to me. I mean, a bigger magazine size, the faster fire rate, just allow you to go in there and just start spraying people down. I feel as though it's, I think it's a good give and take for an S12. And as compared to the other variants I saw on the list, I'm like, yeah, this is probably the best one. I could be wrong, though. Let me know in the comment section below. In terms of attachments, we're using advanced rifling, which is pretty standard on any shotgun. I mean, if you're using advanced rifling, you're increasing your range. So what's the one downside to a shotgun? The fact that you have very limited range. So advanced rifling, of course, is actually going to be a key thing right there. Extended mag, very standard for shotguns in my opinion, especially pump actions. Pump actions, semi-automatic, full auto, doesn't matter. Extended mag on a shotgun's always good. And foregrip, that's kind of like, maybe I could see that on an S12. I mean, foregrip isn't something that's super necessary on shotguns, I don't feel, but then again, once again, I'm coming from a perspective where I barely, if at all, use the S12. Like, I don't think I've ever actually made a class with it. I'm sure I've picked it up and gotten kills with it, but I haven't actually made a class with this. And the reason why is just because I'm not super into the idea of shotguns that aren't 1 pump action or 2 double barrel. We'll be talking about that here later on in the video. In terms of perks, very standard perk setup. Very standard stuff we see in almost every episode of DNA Saturday. We got low profile, perk 1, right? Keeping you off the UAV. We got blind eye, perk 2, keeping you off the radar for kill streaks, right? Just a nice perk to have in general. And for perk 3, we've got toughness, which toughness on a shotgun, maybe. And we've got scavenger, which he actually needs that because he's spraying through so many shots. Like, for example, if you're using a semi-automatic or full auto shotgun, chances are you may end up needing scavenger at one point or another. If you're using a pump action or a double barrel, chances are you're not going to end up needing scavenger, right? So it's kind of just depends on what kind of shotgun you're actually using. So let's start talking about shotguns here. Why haven't I tried out the S12 here in Advanced Warfare? I haven't tried out the S12 in Advanced Warfare because, once again, I'm not a fan of shotguns that aren't pump action or aren't double barrels. Just for me, the full auto shotguns and the semi-automatic shotguns, they just don't really they don't feel like shotguns. Like what he's doing throughout the entirety of this gameplay, where he's like bam, 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 and taking these people out at relatively good ranges. It's like, that doesn't seem like a shotgun to me. You know, for me, a shotgun is getting up close to somebody, then bam, you know, taking them out with it. You know, that's why I've always thought shotguns should be. I never really took too much stock into the semi-automatic and the full auto ones. Although I will fully admit to using and abusing the striker back during Modern Warfare 3, because that thing was broken, right? That thing was ridiculous. But at the exact same time, it was like really the only usable shotgun in the game back in Modern Warfare 3. Because you guys remember, it's like a blast from the past. Back in Modern Warfare 3, there was a quote-unquote glitch, which actually increased your pellet count for each one of the shells that you shot with shotguns if you used extended mags, basically making it so you always got one-hit kills with like pump-action shotguns like the Spaz 12 and the KSG if you were using extended mag. Then they fixed that and made it so the pump actions were terrible, but the striker itself was still ridiculously powerful. It was semi-automatic, had a giant magazine, it hit like a truck, it had great range. It was like, I mean, there's really no reason not to use this thing. I basically kind of have to, and it looked really cool and it sounded really cool, and it was really satisfying to get like Moabs and things like that with it, which I got a couple Moabs with it, and it was just fun to use. I think it was one of my most used guns in the game, to be honest, because at heart I am a shotgun player, but at the exact same time, it's like just something about these semi-automatic ones and the full auto ones. There's like, they don't do it for me. They don't give me that same satisfaction as when you're running forward at somebody with, let's say, running out with a TAC-19, right? You run them out with a TAC-19, you walk into a room, just bam, 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 take out 3 people, you know, all perfectly placed shots. Right here is actually pretty clutch on his part. He ends up dashing away, turning around, killing the guy, and getting the DNA bomb. I thought that was pretty nice. But just my own personal thoughts, my own personal opinions on shotguns there. Something about it doesn't feel shotgun-y to me. I'm sure they could be good guns. Of course, we're seeing the S12 here just be worked just so well in this gameplay. We saw him just be using it ridiculously well throughout the entirety of this gameplay, but just for me, just my own personal opinion, I suppose, I just really enjoy pump actions and double barrels a whole lot more. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about that. But what you're watching right here is actually the rest of the gameplay. So the gameplay he submitted to me, this was it, right? So I think what happened was he got, that guy just dashes right in front of him, punches him. I think he got the DNA bomb, was really excited, and was chatting with his friends or looking to make sure his recording worked or whatever, because that ended up happening, and then right there it cuts to black, because that's the end of the gameplay that he sent me. There's nothing else to it. Basically, he got the DNA bomb. He didn't even call it in, at least in the footage that he sent me. He just got the DNA bomb, stood there, died, then the recording ended. Like, that's basically it. He just got very excited about the fact he got the S12 DNA bomb, and just kind of stood there chatting with his friends, and yeah, stopped the recording a little bit premature. Didn't even go ahead and call in the DNA bomb. Didn't even show us the final score, but regardless, it was an S12 DNA bomb, and I thought that was pretty freaking awesome. So congrats to you, Mr. AK Jugs, for setting that in. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episodes of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel it deserves. And if you guys would like to submit your DNA bombs for next week's episode of DNA Saturday, simply watch the video. It's on your screen right now. It will tell you everything you need to know. There's the annotation you can click, as well as a link to it in the video description. Just be sure to check out that video if you don't know how to submit your stuff for DNA Saturday. If you guys would like to go ahead and check out Mr. AK Jugs, he is once again a returning guest here on the YouTube channel, and you can find him via the annotation on your screen or by the link down in the video description. So he has a channel that's under 500 subscribers, so he doesn't have his own custom URL yet. So if you guys want to find him, once again, you can click the annotation on your screen, or you can click the link to his channel in the video description. What will you find when you go over there? DNA bombs. What kind of DNA bombs? All kinds of DNA bombs. That's really what his channel is. If you saw his clan tag throughout the entire gameplay, that was the number of DNA bombs that he has. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, he has posted up a ridiculous amount of DNA bombs over on his channel. He's one of those guys that just, for whatever reason, just something about him just clicks really well with this game, and he just does ridiculously well very, very consistently. And he does commentary on stuff, talking about the DNA bombs, talking about the guns and the kill streaks and the setup and just everything he was using throughout the gameplay. So he is a channel you can kind of learn from if you guys are interested in that kind of thing. So go ahead and give him a look if you guys haven't already. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episodes of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel the videos deserve. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.